Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing I-601 waivers. This is a waiver of a ground of inadmissibility, and we are discussing it in the context of what's called crimes involving moral turpitude. These are kind of crimes, they have to do with things like, and it may not necessarily be a crime. For example, may not necessarily be a conviction. It may just be a factual admission. So you got to be careful with these CIMTs. But what we're talking about here is species of fraud to one degree or another. So things like forgery, embezzlement can be this type of thing. But one thing we've seen here recently in the past couple of years where we've seen findings of inadmissibility be made has involved things like copyright and trademark violations. Out here in Thailand, especially associated with the selling of counterfeit goods. So things like, high-end label purses or t-shirts or clothing and things, but, it's a knockoff, for lack of a better term. It's a bootleg. It's not real. And folks, they'll be cited for this if the police discover it, and that can be on their record, and then that's disclosed in a U.S. immigration application. And we oftentimes see consular officers make the determination that that is a crime involving moral turpitude. And if that is the case, then you have to go ahead and deal with it by means probably of an I-601 waiver. And we've discussed I-601 waivers at length on this channel, although not particularly recently, but basically you have to oftentimes show, depending on the circumstances, but CIMTs for the most part, you've got to go ahead and show extreme hardship to a qualified relative associated with not letting that person in. And it is a rather high threshold to meet. It is possible to do that, but briefs for an I-601 waiver are substantial. Most of ours, they're like a phone book when we file an I-601 waiver application to waive the grounds of inadmissibility. And CIMT is no different. You've just got to deal with it and explain the situation and try to show why it should be waived. So this is something we've seen come up, so I went ahead and made this video. Hopefully this is of some use to some folks. I can't stress enough, in my opinion, a 601 waiver, especially something involving a CIMT, you really do want to go ahead and have, in my opinion, good, solid professional legal advice and gain some guidance in order to go ahead and file such a document.